So today we're going to be playing with a couple of new old toys and see how it goes. But first, a quick pit stop to pick up our friends before we go off to our morning meeting. Oh no! Wait,
why is your gun attached to your bag? Oh! It's so small!
That's what she said. Okay, are you ready to go? There's a crate, wow, it's a 45-minute drive. Off we go!
Are you the Sama uncle?
MP 個會我唔講唔到咩嘛，即係
對 right 小 Sama uncle 來了。
呀，小心點，
這真酷誒！
踩踩的腳好踩。
Hi Dara.
Oh, nice camera. Are you police?
Stop it ah.
Are you police? What the hell are you doing? Are you police? No. I never see can record me. Never see can record me.
It's pretty cool, right?
Never see can record me.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Never see can record me. Sorry, yes. Okay. You recording people anyhow.
Recording people anyhow.
Lara, do you see the way you record? You need to cover your face in case you record your face.
Oh, okay. There's a morning coffee done. Morning. It's not a new GoPro. It's better than that because you can. That's the end of our meeting and we're off to the next. AEG has too many cars, so I've been stuck in the car park for a while. But actually the only reason why I'm stuck in the car park for a while is because everybody is just giving in to the car to let them go first. And I think that embodies the AEG spirit. Now my biggest concern is if the weather will hold up. I don't think this is something I'm ever gonna dare to do on a traditional camera, but because it's so bulky, you know. But this is so small, I can just, you know, I'm not afraid of. I am afraid of dropping it, but like because I can grip it, I can hold it quite tightly, and you know, I can still keep my eyes on the road and without. Hi.
Can I say that I was a little bit irritated last Friday?
Hold up. It's recording. Okay, for privacy. Mark has just done the briefing. We're going to check the site now, and once we're ready, we've been split into teams. By the way, I'm on the red team, the black team. So it's red team against black team, and Mark's over there. Mark, where's the shoe? Who are you calling a shoe? Who are you calling a shoe?
Remember last time in paintball, right?
Yeah.
Remember what happened to Chris?
What happened?
Chris wait for our guns to jam, right? Then after
Yeah.
We wait for the same thing. They made
Yeah.
us all use the bullets already, then we just chomp.
Okay. Let's go. Hey, wow, steady. Thank you. Hey, behind got intruder! Hey, from my left pocket, I managed to reload the full gun. I got 60 bullets. Just destroyed. That's the end. Shit. Okay, so this part of the video, what's going to happen is that we're going to do a little bit of a review of the Insta360 Go 3 because I've shot the entire footage earlier purely using this tiny little camera. I'll most likely talk a little bit more about the performance compared to the predecessor of the Go 2 and what I like about it and what I don't quite like about it, but it's okay because I understand about the camera and my most likely use cases of this tiny little camera going forward. So, as I was shooting the entire day, I've come to realize that this tiny little camera is amazing because it can get shots that you never would probably even think of, and it would most likely encourage you to be a lot more creative because of its tiny little size. You can put it almost everywhere, right? You can go on, you can you know, I've seen videos of people putting it in the mouth and stuff like that. You know, I can mount it anywhere I want. Yeah, at like weird angles. So like throughout the video, you would see there are shots whereby I wouldn't normally be able to capture if I were using this huge ass camera that I'm using now, the FX3. So I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, it came with this amazing. Hold on. So it came with this amazing monkey tail mount. It didn't come with it, but I went to buy it because I saw it was recently launched. And what I used it most often was I just curled it onto my hand like this, or you know, I curled it onto my Nerf gun, and yeah, or onto a tree, or onto a chair, or onto wherever that is not metal, because if it's metal, then this tiny little magnet here will be able to stick on top of it, right? Yeah, so because of the versatility, because of how small this camera is, I'm able to put it into weird places and capture weird shots, you know, that I normally wouldn't be able to. And I think that's how I will be using the camera most of the time. I will be using it for cinematic, you know, shots to show how time has passed, or to show certain parts of my day or certain parts of the footage that I want, or the story that I want to tell, that I won't be able to do with the big camera. Okay, so that's how I intend to use the camera. As for what has improved, I would say the video performance, the graphical performance, the quality of the video went up a little bit. It's now able to shoot at 2.7K if you use the Pro mode, which is better than before, I think, from what I remember. Yeah, and also the most notable change is that there's a huge improvement in the microphones, because the previous version only had one mic, right? Only had one mic at the front or somewhere at the top here. Yeah, somewhere around here. But the newer ones has actually two, whereby there is one at the front here and one at the top here. No, not my face. No, not my face again. Okay, so because there are two of these mics, right, it makes it a lot better. It makes the sound quality a lot better, which, yeah, I guess all things considered. And also the port, the charging port here, it's a nice thing to have, because if you do intend to use it for vlogging, then you will have a nice little screen here to see for yourself. But I most probably won't lah. I bought this, I made the switch from a Go 2 to a Go 3 because I wanted to capture POV shots, like in my upcoming trips to, I guess, maybe Korea. If I'm going on the roller coaster ride, I'll be able to just plug this in onto the pendant, you know, just stick it on here, and then I'll be able to show shots whereby I wouldn't be able to. And that will also test to see how strong the magnet actually is. But yeah, other than that, the full package, I think if you go and do a quick search on YouTube to go and see any other reviews, you would be able to see a hyped up review of how people use the camera. You will be able to see all the magnificent creative shots. What they don't tell you, right, which I want to say here, is that it has a tiny ass sensor inside the camera. So you're not going to be able to capture very clear shots if you don't have proper lighting in the place, right? If it's not bright enough, your shots will look very pixelated, very muddy, right? And it will not look clear. But that's because the camera is small, right? That's purely because of the size of the camera. Yeah, so don't buy this camera if you're expecting to get top quality shots everywhere you go. It will look great, like in bright light, in situations where they're bright, in environments where they're bright light, right? You look great if you are, I don't know, shooting a day out at the beach, or like at a theme park, or anything that you're doing, right, with bright light. Even indoor lighting sometimes also is a little bit like, you would think that because it's bright enough, you should be okay, but sometimes it's just not bright enough for the little sensor, so then your footages come out a little bit pixelated. So that's the cons of the camera. But if you actually understand how the camera works and the proper usage of the camera, you wouldn't complain about it. You would just play to the strength of the camera rather than expecting the camera to do everything that you hope or expect it to do, right? For better shots, I will use this camera. And for smaller, harder to get shots, or if I just want to showcase like angles that I wouldn't be able to, I will use this. So yeah, it's my first time doing a review on things, and considering the amount of stuff that I buy and the amount of things that I chase after and the things that I'm excited by, excuse my block nose, but considering the amount of things that I buy and the things that I do, my wife actually encouraged me to start doing reviews. Because I buy like a ton of bags, I buy a ton of camera stuff, I buy a ton of tech stuff, things that get me excited. And sometimes I use it for a long period of time, sometimes I don't. And so this is my foray, my entry into doing reviews. It's not going to be your standard kind of overhyped YouTube style. This is just a blank wall in my house, and next to it is my TV. And I just thought that this place would have the better lighting, so I'm just gonna put it here and shoot it. Yeah, so there's that. I don't know. Subscribe if you want to, like the video if you want to. This is not scripted. And also, I bought this with my own money. I don't have enough followers for Insta360 to send me any of this stuff. So, this is my real review. Alright, excuse my blocked nose. I'm off to take my medication and edit the remaining of the video. See you next time!
Okay, sorry.